Tefillah, Torah ve'avodah. Over the years, davening with Rabbi Chetanov has taught me so much that I can never say thank you enough. It is my great honor to bring to you my own Mardan Pasra, Vodarav Michel.
Rishus Rosh Yeshiva, Rosh Kollel, Ron Chashuvim, Rishus Shmuel, Rebbetzin, Almona, the Mishpacha, and Rishus Rabbi. The Torah tells us this coming week's parsha, very cryptic and very challenging concept. Banim atem la'Hashem Elokeichem. You are children of Hashem, your God. You're His banim. Lo tisgodelu, lo tasivu karcha beinechem lomei. And you shouldn't mutilate yourself. You shouldn't cut yourself over the loss of someone, over the fear of someone, a loved one. Ki am kadosh, because you are a holy nation. Am kadosh atol Hashem Elokeichem. Rashi says, Lo sisgodelu means Lo situ gedida v'seret v'sarchem. You shouldn't, apparently it was the minhag of the Umos HaOlam that they would express their mourning and their sadness over the loss of a loved one by inflicting injury on themselves. And the Torah says you are not to do this. It's an isser, it's a law. The Sforno says, why is that? The Torah tells you why. Because you're a holy nation. So you have to somehow limit your grief. How is this an answer? Here we have a concept, somehow, as the Sforno says, limiting the grief by not inflicting injury on ourselves over a loss, even a terrible loss. And it's bookended by two concepts. Banim atem Hashem Elokeichem. You're banim to Hashem, you're Hashem's children, and you're a holy nation. What does one thing have to do with the other? Very difficult to understand. I heard a mashal years ago from my Rebbe, Rabbi Yitzchak Frankel Shlita, that gives us perhaps an insight into an understanding. The mashal is something you can see almost every day. You go to JFK, to the airport, you go to the international departures area, go to the El Al terminal, and what do you see? Many travelers, many people going on vacations, many people going on a short trip, but invariably we also see some people who are moving to Eretz Yisrael, making Aliyah, fulfilling a dream, perhaps of a lifetime. And what do we see? We see family members and friends who come to the terminal. They want to be malav them right up until they have to go through the gate. And they want to wish them well. And what are they doing? They're crying. They're all crying. If you didn't know the context, you wouldn't understand what you're seeing. Because, of course, the people who are moving to Eretz Yisrael, they're so happy. And the people who are escorting them there are happy for them. Why is everyone crying? And of course the answer is obvious. Everyone's crying because while it's true that those who are making Aliyah are going to a better place, they're going to fulfill the fruition of a life's work and ambition, they're going to be gone. They're taking their leave. Visits will be fewer and far between, if at all. And those who are escorting them are going to go home without them. And that's bitter and difficult and causes us to shed tears. When we miss a person, when we miss someone, a loved one who's left us, of course we cry. Especially when it's a person like BenZion, Olam Hasholem, Shmuel Aaron, Baba Chaim Tobin, who was such a husband and father and son and brother. We've heard even just tonight a Ben Torah and a Machzik Torah. I knew him as a Yashar, I knew him as a beautiful Bal Tefillah, and we learned that he was a person of great compassion and tremendous courage. Such a person, so early, leaves us with very little but tears. Of course we miss him and will continue to miss him. So how can we live in our mourning? How can we somehow restrain ourselves, and why should we? Why should we? We should let the tears flow. The Rosh Yeshiva said, these are the nesachim of the carbon. But we have to remind ourselves, much like the people at the El Al terminal, that he has gone to a different plane of reality. That his neshama and the impact of that neshama on the people around him, on his family, certainly on his wife and on his children, on his parents and on his siblings, and certainly on his community, and certainly on this community, that hashpah and that impact, that endures. But his neshama has taken its leave and has gone on to the Olam HaEmes, where his great reward awaits him. His legacy of his all too brief time here is a legacy that continues, but the tears flow nonetheless. And the only way we can limit our tears or restrain even expressions of mourning that the Torah says we cannot do is by remembering what the Torah told us. We have a mission in this world. We are HaKadosh Baruch Hu's children. We are here to accomplish things. But this world is not the end of our existence. It is merely a way station. It's a short and brief stop, sometimes all too brief. And on we go to the nitzchios, to the eternity of connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ki Am Kadosh, because we are a holy nation. When the Chavetz Chaim was nifter, I don't remember who it was, but one of the Maspidim said, in tears and wailing, he said, the Chavetz Chaim is gone, but the Rabboni Shalom of the Chavetz Chaim is Chai V'Kai. The Kedusha lives on. The relationship to HaKadosh Baruch Hu lives on. And in fact, the neshama of BenZion lives on, just not with us. Not in a way that we can be in touch with it as we once were. And so for us, and for his neshama, for BenZion, he is continuing on a different plane. And while that may be small nechama, especially in times of such difficult and painful proximity to the tremendous loss, the reality is that the context is exactly what the Torah tells us. That we are bonim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that we are here to do a mission. BenZion apparently accomplished his mission in this world and has moved on to the rewards that await him. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu help that he should be a Melitz Yosher for his almona and children, for his siblings, for his parents, for his extended kehillah, to all who loved him and knew him and continue to love him and continue to hold him dear. May he be a Melitz Yosher for Rachmanas and Nechama, for the Mishpacha, and that all of us also should learn and daven to be, each of us, a Melitz Yosher for him and his neshama, and to Hei Nishmaso Tzurur B'tzor HaChaim.
Our son-in-law, Binyamin Shmuel Tumin, a member of our local distinguished kollel led by Rabbi Rand, who couldn't be here tonight, is going to be the last speaker. Betsy and BenZion had a very special relationship ever since Benjamin joined the family. To Benjamin's surprise, how much BenZion was mechabed and honoring the fact that Benjamin is a koilel junger man. Benjamin.
Shloshim. Clearly, I wasn't asked to speak because of my stature, sitting among the Chacham and Rabbanim. Rather, as a result of my relationship, as my father just expressed, with the Tzin of Hashalom. It says in the Gemara that if the Yid is in the presence of the Tzias Neshama, will not be Yid, is Mechuyev to rise Kriya, regardless of his relationship to that Yid. And the Gemara describes such a scenario of Yitzias Neshama of a person, of a Yid, as a Sefer Torah Shem Israel. Sefer Torah Shem Israel, everyone's Korov, the Mechuyev to rise Kriya. Every person, every Yid, has different facets, different dimensions, different emotions, different natiyas, all of which make up that complex machine which we call the human being, the Yid. I experienced BenZion, my wife and myself, in a very specific way, as a brother. I'd like to give over to you how we experienced that, the interaction we had. Having said that, there are many different interactions BenZion has in business, friends, Yidden, religious, even Goyim, many different levels I didn't even know about. Sometimes filtered back to me, sometimes not. Sometimes I wouldn't even know about. I want to be mocked with an idea from this parasha which struck me. The Torah says, "Re'inu sati lefanech sabrocha, re'inu sati lefnechem sabrocha v'sachal." And then the Torah says, take that bracha and sata sabrocha when you go to Yisrael al ha'grizim v'sachal al ha'imol. So Rashi says, how do you take the bracha and you put it on ha'grizim and take the bracha and place it on the mountain? What do? So Rashi reads the Targum. The Targum says it means the mevarchim, the people that express the bracha. Baruch Asher Yochim. The mevarchim should stand in one area, and the people that express the oral should stand in a different area. Says the Ramban, interesting, the Torah doesn't mention the people, the mevarchim yet. That comes much later. So Ramban says, bracha and kala here mean a derech bracha and a derech kala. Similar to we find, the Torah says, Nasati lefnei masachayim v'samoves. The derech chayim. And that derech chayim, those rules, that way of life which will lead to chayim, to bracha, to moves, to kala, that place on the ha'grizim and the ha'evil respectively. What's a derech chayim? What's the derech chayim? The Ramban is referring to, the Torah teaches us in Parashas Re'eh. What's a derech chayim? It says in Mishlei, Erechayim l'maylo maskil l'mansu mishol mota. The Erechayim, that derech chayim, that Erechayim is l'maylo maskil, is one which brings a person higher and higher, and eventually he's into Hatzlacha, and that, and only that can prevent him from descending into deep, deep, deep despair. Explains the guy, the only way a person can safeguard himself from falling into Sha'ol Tachtis, the only way is by advancing himself forward and forward. Is Urachayim L'mayla Master. That's the Derech Chayim which the Torah is presenting to us, and take that Derech Chayim, that way of advancing yourself, and place that on ha'grizim and ha'evil respectively. My wife and I experienced BenZion in one way. We experienced him as a brother, that we used to interact with in an honest, confrontational way. We would take our struggles, we would take our difficulties, and we would sit and we would talk about them. All our conversations revolved around how we can overcome struggle and difficulty. We had together, and how we could move forward. All of our conversations, all of them, any of our conversations revolved around advancing ourselves to something further. All of them. The desire, the honesty to confront an issue, a difficulty, a challenge, and move forward. That's how we experienced him. That was the brother that we had. Like I said, many people experience it in very different ways. Many different ways. And he had space to interact with someone. I was speaking with Rivka today. I was telling her what I was planning to say. I said, why do you think it is that he was able to interact with people at different levels? I saw myself, he would sit on the couch, I saw myself. He said, I think he had many different facets in himself. He himself was many different facets. So I said, I'm going to tell you, I told Rivka, I'm going to tell you over Sefer Chinuch, what someone showed me a few weeks ago. Sefer Chinuch is explaining why were the Ori Alviyim particularly chosen to be a safe haven for someone that Rahman al-Islam killed another Yid, albeit B'Shoigeg. This person, this Ritzech B'Shoigeg, has to go to our mikvah, and the Ori Alviyim were chosen to be cities as well, besides the Ori mikvah, to be a place where this Ritzech can seek refuge. What's special? So he has two pshatim. I'm going to read you the second pshat. V'od says this Ritzech B'Shoigeg, there's no space in him for society. Society has no space for him. He's a Ritzech. Everyone wants to get rid of him. He killed someone. B'Shoigeg, true. He was irresponsible. He could have done something about it. It was B'Shoigeg. He needs a kapara. Society doesn't have space for him. There's only one group of people that can have space for such a person, that can perhaps overcome their natural emotional instinct to want to shun him out of society and create a makom for him. Those are the Levim. Those are the people that you Yisharim V'Livoisa. Those are the people, the Rosh Machinuch, that you do him b'mailas hamidas v'chochmas nichbadas. They're singled out in Klal Yisrael for mailas hamidas and chochmas nichbadas. They can create space in society for such a person. People that have this idea to advance themselves, to move forward, to struggle with challenge, to advance, to grow, to confront challenge in an honest way, they have more space. They have much more space for people. They have space for people with challenge. They have space for people that want to move forward. Perhaps, who knows, maybe that's why he himself had space. Maybe. I'm going to finish off with a passage, which I've read many, many times. And I'm going to tell you the Pirush Rashi, which I've read many times. And like we heard, perhaps, to take BenZion with us, to continue this idea, I hope to read this Rashi many, many more times. It says in Tehillim, Apostle, the Perek David, Ashrei Adam Oizloibach, Mesilois Ulvah. It's the Apostle, Perek David, Ashrei Adam Oizloibach, Mesilois Ulvah. So what does it mean, Mesilois Ashrei Adam Oizloibach? He's an Ashrei, he's singled out, he has a specific category in Tehillim. That's fine, he has bitachon. What does it mean, Mesilois Ulvah? Mesilois means he has paved ways in his heart. So the Abinadar says it means literally, he's going on the derech Hashem, he's being oil regel, he's thinking, how can I get kumu v'nada and tzilim? That's what's on his heart. We're referencing a person that's basically a mitzvah of a lila regel. That's Mesilas B'Vav, okay? Rashi says, Mesilas B'Vav means the following. HaChoshev b'liboy, Mesilas Terachov, Liyasher is darvay. This person, he's Choshev b'liboy, his ways up, these Mesilas, his Mesilas are in his heart. He's Choshev b'liboy, Mesilas Terachov, Liyasher is darvay. He wants to advance himself. He wants to move forward. He's Choshev b'liboy, Ashrei Adam. This person is earmarked in Tehillim as Ashrei Adam. And I'll finish off. The bracha is in Tehillim. The two psukim later says about these people, Rashi says, we're referencing these people. Or someone who's come normal, Rashi says, will have Mesilas B'Vav. And this is what we hope. Yechu Nechayu L'Choyu Yehiroel Elohim BenZion. These people, BenZion, Yelchu Nechal Ochoyel Beis Medrash Beis Knesses, and eventually, who they going to meet? Who they going to meet? They're going to meet BenZion B'Yira Tzvom Chelam Al HaKadosh Baruch Hu Tzidkenu.
We will mention a few minutes and thereafter we'll daven Ma'ariv.